Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, all hit by this huge storm, and the U.S. government watched it as if it were a made-for-TV movie. Holy shit, I didn't know it was on tonight. Where'd they get all the extras? And those special effects are spectacular. The man who took the brunt of the blame was Michael Brown. Michael Brown was the head of FEMA. FEMA, I always thought was a bone here in your ass. Coccyx, FEMA, hoo-da-ha, whatever it is. And the job that prepared Michael Brown for FEMA was he was the head of the Arabian Horse Association. You can see the connection there. Not even a great fiction writer could come up with that. He ran horse shows, and he was fired from that job. He ran horse shows. Anybody in this room can run a horse show. You'll be drunk for 3 days and vomiting at will. You can run a horse show. I know, because I used to go to horse shows. Not of my own volition. I had a girlfriend, and her sister was an equestrian. Equestrian, by the by, that's the gayest word in the English language. As a matter of fact, I thought Brokeback Mountain should have been called Two Equestrians. There is nothing worse than going to some event that you have no interest in. I didn't give a shit, but you gotta pretend. I mean, what do you say? It's a horse show. Look at the cock on that one. I'd say he's a winner if he doesn't trip over it. All you need to run a horse show is the ability to say, next. President Bush said, and it was said about him, that they didn't really anticipate what was going to happen. That's what he said, that they weren't truly informed. And then, just a few months ago, they showed footage of the president sitting around a meeting where they were fucking informing. Kind of makes you dizzy. And then there was a whole group of people who said, see, the president was involved. Look at it. Okay, yeah, he was involved at the meeting. And before the meeting, he wasn't involved, then he was involved, and then he forgot where he was. You can't say he was involved when we saw that he didn't do shit. You just can't fucking say that. You can't. You can't. It's just, and there has to come a point where Democrats and Republicans, where we see a piece of footage and we just agree on what the fuck reality is. And the fact is, you cannot show video of a Land Rover running over a cat and then say the cat was trying to kill itself. Year and a half is by far the toughest times I've ever spent as a comedian. It's just become more and more difficult. I just can't keep up with all the shit. It used to be easy. One or two things might happen in a week, and now something will happen, and I'd read about it, and I'd go, I'm going to make that funny. And then the next day, 30 other things that fucking happened! Who can keep track of this shit? I don't even have a Ports of Dubai joke. And we're on to immigration. You tell me how we're gonna catch 11 million people. Are you out of your fucking mind? And build a fence that's 700 miles long. A fence that would basically be the distance from Washington to Chicago. Oh yeah, we could build that fence and then it would take Congress 5 years to figure out what color to fucking paint it. Yeah, we're gonna build a fence 700 miles long and we couldn't build the levees in New Orleans, dickhead. If I've learned anything from the last year and a half, it's quite simply that we don't know what we're doing anymore. And they're both in their late 80s, and so they're like salt and pepper shakers. And Paul Wolfowitz raced up to them afterwards, and you have to realize that Paul Wolfowitz is a neoconservative who's designed many of the programs that President Bush seemed to follow. And neoconservative, by the way, most people don't know what it means. I know. It's someone who watches The Matrix and believes it's real. So, my parents don't really like Paul Wolfowitz, and whenever he's on TV, they literally just go, "Arr, arr, 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 arr." And I have to throw down a Chewy toy and let them tussle for a while. Then rub both their bellies till they calm down. He races up after my performance and hugs the two of them. And they said it was the creepiest moment of our lives. We don't even like this guy. And now we gotta be nice to him. We can't say anything to him because he liked you so much. And I thought, wow. Now I know why I'm a whore. My parents are whores too. And as we were leaving the room, my parents turned to me and went, "Don't you ever do anything like this bullshit again."